Making content is essential for any business of any size, but it doesn't have to be complicated or expensive. That's why I'm going to show you the 6 fail-safe steps to make better content that grows your business that will cost you less than 4 coffees a month, along with a free tool that I'm giving you, which took The Long Play, a YouTube channel breaking down the business of sport, from absolutely nothing to over 120,000 subscribers. I'm Gina. I've been making content for startups for over 20 years, not only building out the in-house studio for esports giant Fnatic, but I also work with creators, freelancers, and startups that want to build their brands for less time, less risk, and less money. And I now show you exactly how you can do that as well. These 6 steps to create content that will grow your business are so easy that anybody in the world can do them. But I'm actually going to start with number 4. Because I have a feeling that's the one that puts people off the most and is the easiest to do. If you're just starting out, making content can feel quite overwhelming. Your feed might be full of stuff that you think is shot on fancy cameras with big crews and lots of editing time, making you feel like you just can't achieve that yourself. That is not true. This channel, most channels are actually shot just on a phone. This video got over 1 million views, all shot on just a phone with a tripod. Filming content by yourself feels like a huge barrier of entry to some people, but it doesn't have to be. This costs less than £10. This little mic that everyone loves with the fur costs less than £10. And this phone, all you want to do is go to your settings, to your camera, ensure that your record video is on these settings of 4K at 60 frames per second, and then check your cinematic recording is on these settings at 4K and 30 frames per second, and then make sure that your record sound is stereo. Then you are just going to make sure that everything you film is filmed in cinematic mode. That is all you need to get started. Pick somewhere with good lighting, a nice backdrop, set up your tripod, and off you go. You don't need a setup. You need probably what you're watching this on and £20. So that's the big scary thing out of the way. Now let's start where we actually need to start. I consult with a lot of small brands and startups, and because content is king, most people I talk to are so eager to just make the content. They are rushing ahead, and this is a huge mistake. Content works when it has an actual purpose. The long play works because we used the tool that is available in the link in the description, and we sat and we worked out what the value and the purpose of the content is. The content strategy. Now, strategy gets bandied around a lot, but a content strategy isn't a buzzword. A content strategy is very simply, who are you making this content for? What would give them value? And then how does that translate? It's that simple. You don't actually need to know about algorithms. You don't need to know anything about trends. You just need to know your brand, your audience, and your value. If you are looking to create content that scales sustainably, you simply need to understand who it's for, why they would care, and then where are they spending their time. I've actually built a tool for you to do that. And if you are starting out and you don't know those basics, do check out the resources on my website or look at some of my old videos, because creating content is pointless if you don't understand the basics of who you are talking to and why they should listen to you. But taking those basics, this free tool does everything that you need to build your content strategy. You have got space for your content themes, which are the themes that are going to resonate with your audience. You've got space to then change these themes into the ideas that will give value to the people who are going to watch. And then this product takes those ideas from just an idea all the way through the exact steps that are going to get you to those juicy subscriber numbers. This is completely free and the exact same one that built this channel. So grab it now. And if you want a video explaining exactly how to use it, let me know in the comments and I will do that for you. So we have the strategy. We have step 1. But how are we going to get people to watch that content and then convert them into the lovely buyers that we need, regardless of what your end product is? Well, that's step 2 that is universal for everyone, which is the packaging. You could have the most valuable, the best filmed, the best shot content in the entire world, but if your packaging isn't right, it will never work. And this is what I see a lot of other brands doing as well. They have incredible ideas for what they want to create, and they rush into writing the script and building out the content before doing the things that are actually going to make the content successful, which is the title and the thumbnail. If you go into this production board, you will see that the process is written from left to right. Your idea, your title, your thumbnail, and your research, even before you put pen to paper to write that script. This is the only way to make successful content. Packaging first. The way to have successful content is to get that idea and get people to click, which is with your title and thumbnail. The title guides the thumbnail, so we always go title first. For your title, what is that value from your idea translated into a small sentence that your audience would be interested in or searching for? Things like 10 things you didn't know you could do with AI, or how to use Notion for your CRM system. The best way to do this is look at your idea of your video and then think about what you would search or Google for in order to find that exact information, and then play around with the wording of the search that you did yourself. And once you have that title, it's time for thumbnail. The thumbnail is how does that title transform into scroll-stopping visuals. And I mean scroll-stopping. 70% of videos are watched because they come through the browse feature. Your thumbnail needs to get people to pay attention. Big, bold, displaying what the video is. If it's a challenge, a before and after. If it's a subject, something specific to that subject. Big, easy to read, not a lot of text, colors, contrasts. The thumbnail stops the scroll. The title gets the interest. And now we move to step 3, which again, a lot of people start with, and it blows my mind. Writing the content. When you are writing your content, you need to do 2 things. First, deliver on the promise of your packaging. And second, deliver value immediately to your key audience. There is no point sitting down and writing out scripts and ideas if you don't have a clear understanding of exactly who your audience is and what value you give to them. So if you've got this far, I urge you to go and check out some of my other videos or this course that will tell you exactly that. The foundations of building a business are so important. We often get caught up in the sexy fun stuff like creating content, but if you don't know these basics, you will never scale. I actually have a whole creator course based on this, but lecture over. Once you've got your audience and understanding, we are on to writing that content. Your scripting needs to be in this exact formula every time. You need your hook, something that will hook the viewers in the first 30 seconds. This can be a redirect, a fact, a contrary position, but something that will make them actually go, Coming off the hook, after the first 30 seconds, you need immediate value. Delivering on that promise of that packaging straight away. Enabling them to stay longer because they already feel justified in getting through that click and hook by having something given back to them within the first minute. You also need to provide direct alignment. Speak to them directly. If you're a creator, if you're a founder, if you have a startup, you need to know exactly who you are talking to so you can actually direct it to them and make them feel like it is made for them. And then the meat of the video, in which you need to keep referring back to your audience so they still feel part of what you're building for them, and also delivering value as often as you can. This is all part of a creator course that I have built, which will teach you step by step how to do exactly this. So do sign up because it is actually invaluable if you want to take your content seriously or launch your own creator channel. Now, in this line of steps, we are now at step 4, but we have already covered that. So let's look at another intimidating and overwhelming step. Step 5, which is editing. I have always worked with editors. A lot of my career has been in production because the nature of startups is you get to wear a lot of hats. In those 20 years of working with startups and working in tech, I have never seen a tool as useful, powerful, and good at lowering the barrier of entry to building your own business as Descript. Descript is an actual game changer in editing. Prior to this, you'd have had to either learn how to edit yourself or outsource this to freelancers or someone else, which would not only be a cost, but also take up time and create an element of risk. With Descript, all you do is upload your video and the program will auto-transcribe this, creating an editing dashboard of your transcript. From this, you can edit the transcript directly and it will edit the video. You can cut blocks out, you can move stuff around, or if you really want to utilize the power of this tool, you can let AI take over. It can shorten your word gaps, it can edit for clarity, it can even do design on top. So within mere minutes, you have a fully polished video, all for the price of less than a coffee a week. This product, which is less than £20 a month, takes editing a video from being something that is almost unreachable and impossible to something you can do within 20 minutes while you're catching your latest show. Unreal. And now you might be wondering what step 6 is, but this is where we refer back to the tool that I have given you. And this is such an important step that often gets missed. And that is your consistency and analysis. The tool I have built for you has this editorial calendar view. When you are building a brand, when you are building your content, consistency is key. Planning in advance and showing up when your audience expects it is what drives growth. You don't need expensive tools. You just need this one Notion template that I have already created for you. In this tool, you also have space to record your metrics. And there are only 3 metrics that you need to care about. Your impressions click-through rate, which is the percentage of people who see your packaging and are actually clicking on it. And a good benchmark for this is above 1% before you freak out that your numbers are low. Your average view duration, which tracks exactly what it says on the tin, which shows how many people are staying around and viewing for longer. And then the percentage viewing after your 30-second mark, which tells you how many people are reacting and staying after your hook. Everything else is a vanity metric. Your views don't matter, your reach doesn't matter, your subscribers doesn't matter. This channel generates around £5,000 a month, and it's quite low on those vanity metrics. The 3 metrics to track are ones that are going to help you understand if your content is working. Adding them into the Notion tool means you are paying attention to if your packaging is working from your click-through rate, your hook is working from that 30 seconds, and your audience are receiving value from your average view duration. That is all you need to care about. Everything else is just distraction. This can all be tracked in this template, which is completely free, so grab it now. The exact production board that took this channel from nothing to over 125,000 subscribers is yours for free. Please go and grab it. And please, if you need help using it, setting up, any advice, do drop me a message. And if you want to build something by yourself for less time, less money, less risk, do subscribe and let me know what else you want to learn.